The .com warehouse, and you know, we do a lot of demos with guitars and amps, but we carry a lot of pedals too. And I don't know if you know this, I love pedals, and if you're a guitar player, you probably love pedals too. So just thought Alec and I were talking, might as well just do a little live video here just to show you some pedals that we have here in the warehouse. So let's just start with good old Electro Harmonics. These guys are the kings of making very fantastic sounding pedals that are super affordable. I mean, this has to be, and I mean, fight me on this, don't, but this has to be one of the best clones out there. This Soul Food is a phenomenal pedal. We sell a ton of those. But, you know, I mean, good Lord, the Pog is on every, you know, church platform probably in the world, because this is like one of the originators of kind of that shimmer sound in pedal form. This plus a reverb pedal, get out of here. Not to mention it's a cool octave pedal, but Electro Harmonics, we also have, and we just started carrying copper sound pedals. These are really cool. We got with these guys at Summer NAMM last year, and really great group of guys. And look at these pedals. It's really cool. They actually have some of these, like this guy here.
The Broadway.
Yeah, we'll do that. Let me get that in a second. But also, check this out. This one, isn't this the one that looks like a guitar? Yeah, check this out. Look at that. Where's that been? That is such a great idea. You know what I mean?
The Broadway is like the telly.
Yeah. So,
the TV yellow.
And I bet Broadway is probably a little tip of the hat to Nashville, probably. Speaking of Nashville, Joe Glazer's over there with the fellas plecking away. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, look at that. It's so cool. I mean, who wouldn't want that on your board? That's just really righteous looking. Yeah, and these are like clean boosts. This one I think is like a treble boost is what that is. It's a germanium preamp. Yeah, treble boost. I'll be honest with you, I haven't played all of these yet, but I look forward to it. You want to keep cruising here and I'll just come back and put these up. So,
I'm sure you'll do that.
This has to be one of like the most utilitarian pedals on the planet. It's a tuner inside of a volume pedal. And you might be thinking, I don't know if I need a volume pedal. You'd be surprised, because I definitely love it with anything that's kind of like PRS or Les Paul, where it's really hard to do like the volume swell kind of thing. It's not as easy as it is to do like on a Strat style body, or even like a Telly. But I use my volume pedal all the time. Killer pedal. Hey, speaking of killer pedals, the old Boss analog delay. I've got one of these on my pedal board, and I love it. Don't overlook that one. It's a hit. Speaking of hits, Strymon El Capistan. How many demos have I done with the El Capistan? All of them. I've done all of them. It's a great pedal. It's actually got a little reverb built into it. Speaking of great pedals, this new Zelza pedal, we just got a bunch of these in a little while ago, and they've been selling really well. It's a phaser pedal that has some univibey kind of things to it, as well as other modulation sort of tricks up its sleeve, so to speak. If you're looking for a great phaser pedal, whether it's like classic Waylon outlaw country, or even just like Dave Gilmour have a cigar kind of cool weirdness, you need to examine the Strymon Zelza. And as a matter of fact, it's a special offer today and today only.
Oh man,
I'm going to send you a Debbie cake that came out of my back pocket. Now I know what you're saying.
Flattened.
It's a little flat, okay?
Pay extra for that.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Not now. I think I'm feeling generous. Normally I charge a little extra for the back pocket treatment. You know what I mean? Tell your friends. But in this case, this is how you get it. We'll ship it to you right like this. You'll open up, set the Debbie cake aside, open up the pedal, plug it in, have a good time. And then when you're relaxing and you got your bathrobe, open up the Debbie cake, enjoy. Not everybody does that, but your friends at Palen Music Center do. Hey, Guthrie Trap Overdrive brought to you by J Rocket Pedals. Don't sleep on these J Rocket pedals. You know, when you pick up a J Rocket pedal, it just feels like it feels like the stone that David slew Goliath with. You know what I mean? It's just got a little heft to it. You know what I mean? I like that. But this is one of the best, you know, sort of tube screamery pedals out there on the market. And if you don't know who Guthrie Trap is, friend, YouTube the living snot out of Guthrie Trap, because he's a fantastic player. Just got these Thorpe pedals in. What more do you need than that? The Fat General. That's so great.
That was so cool too.
Yeah. Check these out. Boom. Look at that. This we just started carrying. I'll be honest with you. Somebody comment below what this even does. We just started carrying these guys, so I got a fat tone, the Fat General, generally speaking. Yeah. Hey, speaking of wild and crazy pedals, these Maris pedals, if you like the Strymon vibe, but you just, you know, you want to get out there and you want to express yourself in a way that's even more maybe left of center, you know, let's get out the coloring book and just feel good about ourselves maybe later on. Let's get weird. Let's get Maris. Boom.
Don't skip over bass players.
Oh
Dark
my
glass.
goodness. Dark glass. Yes. Proud to be dealing dark glass. Look at this.
New pickup as well.
This looks like an invitation to James Bond's wedding. You know what I mean? It's like very like classy and sleek, but also a little dangerous. Dark glass. That's very cool. I thought that was funny. Anyway, Jackson pedals. This fuzz, very killer fuzz. The Bellstar. I'll tell you another great overdrive pedal. This guy right here. Are you familiar with Mateus Asado?
Yep.
Incredible player. Just nutso incredible. This is his overdrive pedal. Very good. Cattle and bread. Look at this little foot. Look at the sticker in here. Lord have mercy. I'm back in college. Look at this thing.
You need to do a little reorder.
Yeah, I know. When you get some more cattle and bread. Flying off the shelves. Hey, JHS. How do you not love JHS? The answer is if you love pedals, you love JHS. And that's why if you order a JHS right now, I'm going to supply you with a cupcake. Because JHS pedals are sweet, but with this cupcake, maybe life is a little bit sweeter.
Jason Wade said, "Hey Nate."
Well, hello, Jason. Would you like a cupcake? We'll see what it says. I don't know. He doesn't have a sweet tooth like I do. Hey, 29 pedals. Have you guys heard of these guys? Look at this thing. Look at that. Boy, that's classy. What is this? What does this even do? Look, it's got an effects loop in it. It's got a send and return. Man, this feels like this is on HDTV or something. You know what I mean? This is like sleek. This is what do they call it? Like boho, like bohemian. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I don't know. My wife tells me things and I listen. Hey, 29, believable. I love it. Boom. Moving on. What do we got? GFI. You got the Cab Zeus. This is a great pedal for those of you who are needing to simulate or run line direct and you're fighting it every step of the way. Check out the Cab Zeus if you haven't already checked out the Iridium, or Boss just came out with a really great IR as well for running line direct with your guitar into a PA system. Also, we just started carrying these Cusack pedals. Look at these guys. These are fantastic. Cusack, I remember like back in the sort of mid 2000s, that Cusack was making this great. Was it the one that you paired with a Boss? It was like a Cusack Screamer. You know what I mean? It was like a tube screamer kind of pedal. I was always impressed with them. They make awesome stuff. Speaking of pedals, what you got?
Are we skipping over Benson? Is that what we're doing? I mean, this is a exclusive PMC exclusive.
It really is. So first of all, pink is the new every other color. And this preamp, so I got a buddy, plays them in church, and I've seen him using this. PJ, where are you? And this pedal is not just a boost pedal. It's not just kind of an overdrive pedal. It really, if used the right way, you could use this as a line direct solution too. If you don't know what line, a lot of just, you know, big musicians who are out there doing the deal. I'm thinking about Brandon Blackburn, who's out there playing, who's using the Kemper Profiler. I don't know if he's on this or not, but great guitar player. A lot of times you have to show up with something you can plug directly into the PA. Number one, it travels easier than an amp. Number two, meaning like on an airplane or, what have you. But number two, oftentimes you need a Swiss Army knife and maybe not your own individual tonal expression like you would find through, getting the right amp, the right pedals, and so on and so forth. So you got to plug straight in. You got to do it quick, right? Well, if you're like me, that's not my jam. Uncle Nate wants a tube amp. Uncle Nate wants a few tube amps. As a matter of fact, Uncle Nate honestly would like to run in stereo, okay? Uncle Nate would also like someone else to carry his equipment. That's why I have these two boys that I'm raising. That being said, sometimes you got to bite the bullet and run it straight in the PA. And instead of fighting it every step away, friends, why don't you get you something like this and maybe a little cab simulator. This will warm up that dry, brittle, flaking around the edges kind of straight into the PA guitar tone that you don't want to have. This is a really, really versatile pedal. It also sounds great through your tube amp. So Benson comes with the brownie one time and one time only. Folks, I can't give away cupcakes every day of my life. I've tried it. It didn't work out. Hey,
I got a question for you.
let's hear it.
Let me see here. Pull it back up.
Question.
Jason Wade says, "Hey guys, I live in an apartment and play through headphones 99.9% of the time." That's a pretty big percentage.
That's a lot of the time, Jason. Okay.
Yeah, let me pull it back up. It keeps
All right.
going away.
Keeps going away. I feel like I know where this is going.
Also use the Kemper Helix LT
Yep.
and Fractal FM3. I was
Yep.
really intrigued by the Bad Cat 15R. Is that too loud?
What a great question. So, the answer to that is
For apartment use.
For apartment use. The answer is we're talking about pedals, but we're going to shift to Bad Cat because I love Jason. And Jason, if you want this cupcake, you better let me know. I ain't got the 3 of them. All right. So, the Bad Cat 15, all Bad Cat amps, the thing that really kind of separates them from the rest of the pack, continuing to use animal analogies, is the K-Master. The K-Master is a master volume, sort of. It's like a power attenuator, but it is a way to control the volume, I believe, post-phase inversion. I'm just quoting Nash at this point because he's the real brains of this outfit. And what that does is allows you to have a great tone at a low volume. So what you would find with the Bad Cat 15, because it's 15 watts right out of the chute, and also because of the presence of that K-Master feature, yes, you would be able to. In fact, I have played the Bad Cat. In fact, what comes to mind most recently, if you go to our YouTube channel and you do the Hot Cat 15, which is an exclusive to us, I actually played that at certain points with K-Master down to where I could talk over it at this volume right here. It sounded fantastic. And what I like about that, more so than some sort of digital solution, it's my personal preference, but what I like about that is that that has a life outside of your apartment. That has a life like going to the gig, going to the studio, playing, just a jam session with your buddies. If you got a thing where you're going to play outside and you can't mic anything, or you're playing a small venue where you're not even micing anything but the vocals, 15 watt amp, you will get it done. Absolutely. So I think the Bad Cat Cub is just a phenomenal amp. And that is definitely, I can't imagine. The only thing that I could see ticking off your neighbors, if you put it right next to a wall and you've got somebody on the other side, the bass frequencies are still going to kind of hum through that wall. And so just be mindful of placement. But yeah, get it. Do it.
Good question, Jason.
That was a good question.
Got another question from Brody Turnbaugh.
Brody Turnbaugh!
So that Benson preamp would play well with a cab sim.
Uh-huh.
Hold on. Is there a cab simulator pedal that you would recommend? I've heard of a couple, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, okay. Brody Turnbull, that's a great question. I got to tell you, for me, for Uncle Nate, I like simplicity. Okay? Especially in this case, because 9 times out of 10, the cab sim scenario is not something that you are building your tone around. Meaning, you've got pedals, you've got an amp, and now you need a cab simulator, right? Here's what I like. We might not even have one. Well, I like the Strymon Iridium first. I'm intrigued by this Boss, and then secondly, I haven't played it yet, just to be totally honest with you. The Walrus AC pedal. Strymon Iridium first, and actually, check this out, friends. I don't know if you know this, but we have used merchandise as well. I've got a used Iridium right here, okay? The Strymon Iridium, I like it because I have used this many times. In fact, I plugged one of these bad boys. It was on a Black Friday. It wasn't last Black Friday, but the Friday before that, November, whenever. Plugged this into a powered monitor, which is the most unforgiving tonal palette you will ever plug into, right? I'm talking about just a wedge on the floor, throw it up in my face, just brittle and just ugh. Plugged this in very quickly, found some sounds that I was like, that sounds fantastic. I like this. I like the simplicity of it. I get no kickback from Strymon for saying that. You asked me. That's my opinion. Strymon Iridium is #1 for me. Love to try the Boss. I like Boss stuff. The Boss snobbery does not exist in your Uncle Nate. I like the Boss stuff. The Walrus, I think, is Strymon. The Walrus AC was AC1, and then maybe the Boss thing after that. The Cab Zeus is great if you've got some other preamps like the Benson. But if you're looking for an all-in-one solution, Strymon Iridium.
It's awesome. Keep throwing questions in, guys.
Yeah.
We'll keep going with the pedals.
Yes.
Any questions?
Yeah, do we have one of those little? Actually, we sold it, didn't we? Anyway, these guys make some really fun pedals. They make one that is has a little container of liquid in it that you can put whatever fluid you like. Yikes! Into that, and then somehow, based on the density of the liquid and like how much light the liquid allows through, it changes the tone. That's a good kind of weird, friends. Hey, Noble's probably the best kept secret for tube screamer style pedals out there. If you don't know about Noble's, you should check that out. They make a fantastic, very usable, very versatile, shockingly for simple as it is. I gotta tell you, next reverb pedal I'm buying is this bad boy right here. The UA, the Universal Audio. You probably know Universal Audio from all their studio applications, which they make a ton. I mean, the aux box, right? This is just phenomenal reverb pedal. I love it's simple enough for me to use quick and dial in some stuff, but it's also got a layer to it where you can plug in the USB and you can get some really deep tweakability. I may never use that, but it's there, right? Let me show you some other stuff. What else you got?
Michael Bunchner said,
Oh, Michael, yes, he's a Chords and Coffee viewer.
that's right, he is. He said, stereo delay reverb, more of a hassle or worth exploring, question mark.
So, if Michael's still on there, clarify, Michael, you're talking about one pedal that does stereo and delay, or a stereo delay into a stereo reverb? You know, maybe it doesn't matter, but walk with
I'll
me.
await that answer.
Yeah.
You know what he says?
You know, come down here for a second if you don't mind, Alex. I gotta tell you, running in stereo is
Michael said the latter.
okay. So two pedals, yeah. So running in stereo as a guitar player, if you've never experienced that, you're gonna be just ruined, because like it sounds so good. I got a great friend of mine, Jay Pilkington. I hope Jay's watching this. Jay, he's not. Well, okay.
He commented, he said, I'll never watch this.
Oh, okay. Well, we're really good friends. Anyway, Jay is the biggest proponent and preacher and evangelizer of running in stereo. But here's the reality of running in stereo. Number one, if you're not in a situation where that stereo is perceived by the audience, meaning if you're running stereo through a mono PA, it's just for you, right? Which that ain't bad, all right? However, if you're playing in a venue where there's actually something happening on the left that's different than something happening on the right, man, there's some really cool stuff. Okay, so the penultimate example, I saw U2, the band U2 in Chicago. It was incredible. And they had an incredible PA system that was truly in stereo, and you could perceive like phasers and delay things happening like that, and it was just breathtaking, right? But I've also been in situations in small clubs where that same kind of effect, because the club was small enough for me to hear this and then hear that. So is it worth the hassle? I would say you seem like you're a young man based on your profile picture from the Chords and Coffee comment. If you can carry in 2 amps, by God, it's worth the hassle. Next question.
Boom. That's a good answer. And I know about good answers.
That's right. Anyway, I'm going to move on to some other stuff if there's no more questions. Have you guys seen?
Hey, by the way, we need a pedal that looks exactly like that Cosmic Brownie right there.
Yeah, I feel like our buddies over at Walrus would be, and also I feel like we need to like reach out to Daniel Donato and be like the Cosmic Brownie for the Cosmic Country. Have you guys seen this?
Might be a different kind of brownie. But
Yeah, well, you know. Have you seen this? This pedal. You know, you won't talk about options that are, and this looks complicated, but when you start just kind of flicking through this thing and messing with these faders, again, your Uncle Nate is not a proponent of super techie, hard to figure out, got to go through menus, but the ergonomic factor of these faders cannot be like overlooked. because when I plugged this in, I was like, okay, I'm probably gonna hate this, and then I started moving these around. I was like, okay, this is really cool. This is really cool, and I can't imagine, especially in a studio setting where you're recording and you're looking for like that specific tone for this song or for the pre-chorus of the song, whatever. I mean, just messing with the mids and the frequencies that you're accentuating or cutting.
Think about the guy in the front row that was like, saw that pedal on, the front of the stage the first time, and the guy did a different preset, and all those knobs moved, and the guy's head exploded like
Yeah, it's like on
Tenacious D.
Yeah, exactly. Master Exploder. Yeah, no doubt.
That happened.
Yeah, actually there's a old Instagram post somewhere of Jason Isbell messing with one of these, just his guitar, one of these, and I want to say it was either a Tone King, may have been a Magnetone amp, but it was a real simple setup, and just the amount of different tones he was coaxing out of that thing was pretty doggone cool. So, hey, you can't talk about pedals and awesome pedals without mentioning the godfather of pedals, Dr. Robert Keeley. Before there was boutique pedals, there was Keeley. And he was modding everything, and this is still, I mean, talk about a great tube screamer. Get out of here. This is a fantastic pedal. You know what I mean? And there's some other stuff like, I mean, the Monterey, the Hendrix pedal here. I mean, these are, what's great about these is a lot of times people think these are kind of kitschy, you know what I mean? Because it's sort of like, it's a Hendrix. Well, sometimes you don't need fuzz, but for a couple tunes. And you certainly probably don't need, fuzz with octave up, right? And it's nice to have a really good sounding one that's easy to use that, also looks really cool on your board. So, what else we got?
Walrus?
Yeah, it's hard not to love these dudes over there. I mean, they're just making some really, really, really cool pedals. So, this is a pedal, and believe it or not, I actually played in a group once with a guy who was the other guitar player that had this. First of all, how many times have you been wrapping a present on Christmas morning? Like, dadgummit, why don't we have Walrus paper? They provide that for you, actually.
Most Christmases.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like they were looking at some sort of like drone controller and said, that ought to be a pedal. This is an incredible pedal. I used to play in a band with a guy that had this, and he would frequently, it's at a dramatic point in the song, and he's like, flings his guitar around his back, gets down on the ground, and he starts doing all these weird kind of sounds with this, because this is a fuzz with a tremolo, and the...
You talking about Brent Moore?
No, but Brent could do it.
That
Brent could
seems like
pull
a
it off.
Brent Moore thing.
It does. Now that you say that, actually, Many Colored Death, incredible rock band from Columbia, Missouri.
Yeah.
If you like Soundgarden, if you like King's X, and a little bit of the Police thrown in there, and just good old fashioned rocking and rolling. This is my Many Colored Death commercial. Fantastic band. Love you, Brent Moore. But Brent, I don't know that he has one of these, but he ought to. Walrus ought to endorse him. You know what I mean? Maybe this is what I'm here to do. I'll throw in the brownie for free.
Go ahead, put it in the box.
Hey, let's get crazy, because there's two knobs.
Next person to order this,
Next
Janice,
person gets this, and guys,
they're getting
I can't believe we're doing
a
it.
cosmic brownie.
I can't believe we're doing it. You know what I mean? Will I sign the brownie? Of course, I'll sign the brownie.
Yeah.
How many times have I said that today? You're right.
Don't have enough fingers for that.
Fuzz and trim, two knobs, two heads. Pets' heads are falling off.
Love it.
It's pretty awesome. All right, what else we got? How about old Earthquaker? Earthquaker devices. Sploop. Oh wait, I can't overlook
MXR
this.
too?
Yeah, hold on.
Okay.
This is the compressor that old Uncle Nate has on his board. Normally, I'm not a huge mini pedal kind of guy, because I usually wear my boots. My big old fat boot just knocks it over and, fiddle faddles with it. But I love this compressor. In fact, right now in my living room in my home.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'll pause you there. Jason Wade said, which Bad Cat 15 do I get, Nate? Combo or just head? I'm on the website right now.
Well, Jason, you have a speaker cabinet already. That's the first question. I will wait for your response. If you already have a speaker cabinet, I don't know why you wouldn't get the head. I'm gonna unpack that for a second. In my world, for what I do and for what I prefer, I like.
He said yes by 4x12.
Oh, you got a 4x12. It's big. In my world, I prefer a head and cab, and I'll tell you why. Because if I am, doing a recording at home, or even if I am playing at home just for my leisure, and by the way, I have more than one amp. I work in a music store, friends. I've got some cool stuff. I'm very blessed. But at the same time, I am constantly looking for tone, just constantly. I love gear. And so I have actually, in my living room, I was just about to say, I've got a little combo amp because that's what my wife allows me to keep in the living room because it looks kind of kitschy, bohemian, right? Little tweed, cover, and so she likes it. So that's what I got in the living room.
Masterclass. Guitar amps as furniture right there. Take notes.
Friends, guitar amps for folks who are living with someone who controls your financial freedoms. You want to find a way to say, hey, what do you think about this? Doesn't this look cool? Box is taped shut. Doesn't this look cool? Look, it's a rook. Man, look at that. Wouldn't that look good next to that potted plant? You know what I mean? And if they go, I could see that, sold. Right? That's how I got my Fender Deluxe Reverb in the living room. More on that later. Hey, listen, Jason.
Yeah, so he said.
I would go with the head.
Which one's the Palen exclusive?
The Palen exclusive is the Hot Cat 15. I don't even know I think we may have sold all of those. If we've got a Hot Cat 15 combo and you're leaning halfway, grab the combo. I mean, also that probably.
Hey, Jason, call. Let's just have him call Nash.
Yeah.
Nash is by the phone right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Matter of fact, you just want to go grab Nash really quick on live.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just going to do this. Jason, I can't express. Do you want the cupcake too? This is like the platform is this.
This is YouTube.
You're welcome, YouTube. This is how you do it. Here's the fellas.
Fellas.
Say hi, fellas.
Hi, fellas.
Here's Quinn. We are live.
Hello. We're actually.
Yeah.
Does Nash have clothes on?
Hey, Nash. Nash. Dadgummit. Looking for a little bit of awkward television? You found it. Well, Nash isn't back here. I guess we're going to go. Perfect.
Sleeping on the job.
Sleeping on the. He's probably off to lunch.
This is what our warehouse looks like, by the way.
Yeah, take a quick little tour. We like to try these amps out before we just send them out to the general public, or this new car amp that we're starting to carry.
Sweet.
It's pretty awesome. There's old Chase in there.
You got a little private stock there on the wall.
Yep. Peyton likes fish. That's an aquarium. We don't sell fish yet.
Hey, Quinn, is Nash here? Is Nash here?
All right, well, Nash is online. So 417-882-7006. We'll get you that Hot Cat 15 pronto. And the Hot Cat 15, I will say this, Jason, if you're still on. The Hot Cat 15 is voiced a little gainier than the Cub. If you want a 2-channel amplifier that is giving you a great clean sound and a great dirty sound, Hot Cat 15, primo. If you want something that is a pedal platform that is going to basically give you a wonderful, beautiful, clean, chimey kind of sound, honestly, the Cub is more your Huckleberry. The Cub actually has a 12AX7 and an EF86 on the hand-wired series, and as well as some really cool EQs. This depth switch that's on the hand-wired and not on the Player Series. Player Series is also very good, but the Cub is really more for like a pedal platform, in my opinion. It's primarily a clean amp. You can get a little bit of grit at it. In fact, you can get a lot of grit at it if you just crank it up. But for a pedal platform, the Cub. For a 2-channel amp where you're using the dirt that's built into the amp, Hot Cat 15.
Well, I think we've about covered it all, haven't we?
We went over a lot of pedals. We went over some snacks. You know what I mean? Talked about some amps. We've got, there's Charlie walking around with the camera. Yeah. Yeah, now Charlie's got a camera on Alec.
Yeah.
This is like an Inception.
Inception.
Yeah. I'm down with it. You know what I mean? It's 2022.
Let's do this next week.
All right.
What time is it?
It
What time did we
is.
start? This has been a 30-minute video.
It's 12:25. So sometime around noon.
Noon next week.
You guys are down with
Wednesday.
that. Thank you for your questions, Michael and Jason. Did I miss anybody?
Not that I saw. If you commented and I missed it, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Join
Yeah.
us next week, and I won't miss you. I won't miss your comment. That's what I meant.
We love you. Thank you. If you have any questions, give us a call 417-882-7006 or visit us online at palenmusic.com. We'll chat with you through the chat feature. So
And Nate will probably answer the phone.
more than likely.
All
Yeah.
right, see you guys.